Hello, I'm Rich Newberg. Welcome and thank you for attending the Holocaust Resource Center's second Community Upstander celebration. The Holocaust Resource Center, HRC, powered by the Buffalo Jewish Federation, is dedicated to teaching the lessons of the Holocaust, remembering the survivors and victims, and promoting social justice, civic responsibility, and human rights. Tonight, we are honored to present the Sophia Veffer Upstander Award to David Rust, Executive Director of Say Yes Buffalo. And we are proud to present our first ever Student Upstander Award, sponsored by the Buffalo Board of Education, to Kinja Bagalwa. We would like to extend a huge thank you to our sponsors. We could not do this valuable work without your support as we continue to advance the mission of the HRC. Your partnership helps us to ensure that new generations will apply the lessons of the Holocaust to construct a more just, humane, and tolerant future.
The Holocaust Resource Center of Buffalo, HRC, is dedicated to teaching the lessons of the Holocaust, remembering the survivors and victims, and promoting social justice, civic responsibility, and human rights. Established in 1983, a group of passionate individuals created the HRC to document and share testimonies of Holocaust survivors living in the area and to broaden the scope of Holocaust education in schools. Since then, the HRC has grown to reach thousands of students, teachers, and community members each year through our various programs, professional development opportunities, and community remembrances. The Speakers Bureau of Holocaust Survivors and descendants of Holocaust survivors share their personal stories and help audiences make connections to the issues of today.
I oppose any kind of hate. I oppose racism. I oppose anti-Islamism. I oppose any kind of hate because God made us all the same. We all have the same red blood. And we all deserve human rights. So when I say resist, yes, resist not just anti-Semitism, resist any hate. And it's up to you, young generation, to make world even brighter, better place for everyone.
The annual HRC Arts and Writing Contest provides an opportunity for students in grades 7 through 12 to reflect upon and creatively respond to Holocaust-related prompts. Student to Student is a program where local Jewish teenagers visit high school classrooms to teach their peers about the Holocaust, anti-Semitism, and what it means to be Jewish. HRC's teacher trainings and conferences provide cutting-edge curriculum and support for educators teaching the Holocaust and other human rights issues.
My name's Tim Redmond. I'm a social studies teacher at Williamsville East. And I just want to take a second to speak to you about the Holocaust Resource Center. The Holocaust Resource Center has changed the course of my teaching career. Through the teacher conferences that they do every year, I have had access to the greatest resources imaginable, as well as the brightest minds when it comes to Holocaust education. I've had several of the survivors come in and speak to my students through the Speakers Bureau, and that has forever altered not only my educational practice, but also the lives of my students. It's an experience that they'll never forget.
Annual community commemorations serve to bring the community together to recall historic events and to honor the victims and survivors.
The meaning of Yom HaShoah is universal for us to remember, to gedenk, to zachor, to remember something that never should have taken place, that we hope, please, dear God, will never take place again, man's inhumanity to man.
And in Buffalo, we share
with the survivors, Jewish survivors of all kinds of injustice that we must care for each other. We have to take care of one another.
In recognition of the important role individuals can make in changing history for the better, the HRC Upstander celebration highlights both a professional and a student who has made a significant positive impact in the community. All of HRC's work is rooted in teaching the lessons of the Holocaust. Through these efforts, it is our goal that current and new generations will apply these lessons to construct a more just, humane, and tolerant future.
There's a pastor by the name of Niemöller, who was a pastor in Germany. And the last 4 years of Hitler's reign, he was sent to a concentration camp. He survived. And he said something that's very remarkable. He didn't stand up for anybody. He said, first they came for the socialists. And I didn't do anything, and I didn't raise my voice because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't stand up and raise my voice against it because I wasn't a trade unionist. And finally they came for the Jews. And again, I didn't say anything. I didn't stand up. I didn't raise my voice. And finally, they came for me. And then it was too late because there was no one to speak up for me. So when you see injustice, when you see violence and hate, it's well to remember that. Speak up, say something, be a voice against hate and injustice.
To learn more about the Holocaust Resource Center, please visit our website at www.hrcbuffalo.org.
The HRC created the Sophia Veffer Upstander Award to honor the life and legacy of Sophia Veffer. Sophia was born in Amsterdam in 1929. After Nazi Germany invaded Holland in 1940, life gradually became worse for the Jewish population of Holland. In 1942, Sophia went into hiding. Separated from her parents, Sophia was secretly moved more than 10 times before being betrayed and sent to Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. After the camp was liberated in April 1945, Sophia traveled back to Amsterdam and was reunited with her parents. Of her immediate and extended family, which had been quite large, only 6 people survived. Sophia went back to school. She got married and arrived in the United States in 1954. She received her bachelor's degree from the University at Buffalo in sociology and her master's degree from Buffalo State College in special education. Sophia was a special education teacher for 25 years. She raised 3 sons and now has 7 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild on the way. She started telling her story in 1994 when the HRC brought the Anne Frank exhibit to Williamsville South High School. And almost 30 years later, she is still speaking, reaching hundreds of students and community members each year. Sophia tells her story for the victims of the Holocaust who did not survive, and helps students apply the lessons of the Holocaust to issues of today. She speaks of the important role upstanders played during the Holocaust. Many risked their lives to help Jews survive. Sophia leaves her students with the message that we all need to be upstanders. Sophia's work and legacy continue to grow each passing year as more people learn the importance of being an upstander.
Why do I talk? 75 years later, when the war was over, we thought we never have to talk about it anymore. Once you open the gates of the concentration camps, the world will know this will never, ever happen again. And it is still happening again. We still have genocides and we still have hate crimes, etc., etc. And so we have to talk about it. We no longer can be bystanders. Nobody can be a bystander.
You have to be involved in your community. And the community is now really your global world, but you have to be involved. You cannot say anymore, it does not concern me because this happened in Turkey, in Syria, in Rwanda. It does not concern me. I live in the United States. You cannot say any longer, this does not concern me. I read a lot of postcards that people threw out of the trains on the way to Westerbork. And I have some postcards from my grandparents that is in Temple at Zion. I gave it to the museum there, but anyway, and I read books about letters that people wrote on the way to the camps. And the message always is, tell the world what happened to us. It is our duty, our moral duty, to do something about it, to be aware of it. And we all can do something about it in our own way, and we call that repairing the world. And it is our moral duty to talk about the lessons of the Holocaust and human rights issues. And even when nobody listens to you, it is our moral duty to talk about it, what happened. But somebody will always listen to us. I get feedback.
Upstander is somebody who is a caregiver in their own community, okay? And sometimes it's not only in your own community, it is also we take care of the global community, of our global neighbors. We do that. So be an upstander. And I feel very good about it. I'm very optimistic. People said, how can you be so optimistic about people? Look at all the bad things that go on in the world. Look what happened to you during the war. Let me tell you something. Most people are good people. Most people, okay? You always read in a newspaper about the bad ones. You never read something about the good people. Most people are good people and are caregivers. And you have to be upstanders. You know, you have to take care of your community and you feel good about it. That's what an upstander does. And a bystander said, you know, I'm busy, cannot do that, you know, let somebody else do it.
Well, I get the question, what can one person do? Look what is going on in the world, what can I do? I don't have the power to change the world. Yes, you do. You have the power of one. One person can make a difference. I always give the example of Rosa Parks. She did not start the civil rights movement, she ignited the civil rights movement. Oskar Schindler, up till this day, we don't know why he saved so many Jews, but he made a difference.
With the COVID-19, the virus, you know, how many people, doctors and nurses who retired years ago, they went back to the hospitals and took care of these patients, and they really they were risking their own life, didn't they? They were risking their own life, and they did not have to do that. Nobody could force them to do that, but they did. Those are the caregivers. Those are the caregivers. Mm-hmm.
We have to educate people to be good, moral, global citizens. This happened in the most, I cannot emphasize that enough, in the most civilized country in the world. And it can happen anywhere.
When I talk to an audience, I said, when you hear something on social media, analyze it, what you're reading and what you're hearing, because words are much more dangerous than guns.
And that is why I'm talking to you. I want every one of you, young and old, to be upstanders. We cannot afford the luxury anymore to be bystanders anymore. It will destroy this world.
To repair the world. And that is what you, especially the younger generation, have to do, to repair the world. Don't be a bystander, be an upstander. And we all can do that in our own way.
And younger people that I talk to are very optimistic. They're very idealistic. They do more than any other generation volunteer work. And I have great faith in them that eventually, perhaps, our world will be a little bit better than it was before.
Your generation is so different from I'm not saying the older one, even from the millennials. You are so different, because I talk now for 15, 16 years and I see the difference. You are so different. In the first place, you not only do the talk, you do the walk, okay? And you're not so prejudiced. I can see that over the years. You know what I mean? You don't care if somebody's black and green and purple. You don't care. You know, if you click, you click. You know what I mean? Because we're all human beings. We're all the same. And I see the change over 50, 60 years with a great, And so the world will be better. And it is the same in other countries. You know, we live in a different world.
The Sophia Veffer Upstander Award celebrates a member of our community who combats injustice and creates positive change through their work. The HRC is proud to present the 2021 Sophia Veffer Upstander Award to David Rust, Executive Director of Say Yes Buffalo. Congratulations, David, on this well-deserved honor.
There's no better example of an upstander than David Rust. Before I tell you more about David, please join me in learning about the impact of Say Yes Buffalo.
Kyle is my only son. Kyle is very intelligent, he's funny, he's very caring.
Before Say Yes Buffalo, many students didn't believe that they could afford to go to college. Say Yes is a game changer. It changed all that.
And then boom, here comes Say Yes. All of a sudden, Say Yes comes along and say everybody that graduates gets to go to college. I mean, when have you heard that? I mean, seriously, I mean, in real terms, when have you heard that? And all of a sudden, you know, people who, you know, weren't even thinking about college, weren't even thinking about their future. All of a sudden, now they're talking about, you know, I'm going to college. You know, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, you know, who now starting to think about college like they think about high school. You know, they're already preparing for a future.
And people have a different attitude towards higher education now because of Say Yes. It's not a pipe dream, it's a reality.
I am going to college and I am going to be a counselor. I want to be a counselor because I love helping people. You have to have heart, a lot of heart. I have a lot of heart because my past experiences in my life.
Say Yes Buffalo is an unprecedented initiative that will change the course of the history of the city of Buffalo and its young people. Thanks to this innovative model and the support of private donors, Say Yes Buffalo will provide college or post-secondary tuition to every eligible Buffalo public and charter school student. That means every student who works hard and wants to go to college will be able to go.
We understand that to send more students to college, we need to do more than hand out scholarships. We need to establish a support system that prepares students to succeed.
Usually at a school, the only people that got skin in the game are the parents, teachers, administrators, people who are there. But now we got the mayor, the county executive, you got all the business people, the community-based organizations, the churches. Everybody has skin in this game, which means that all of us will benefit in the end.
The whole community is united. It's hard to think of a major institution in the community that is not somehow involved in Say Yes.
That's part of the secret sauce of Say Yes, is having a broad cross-section of stakeholders.
they've done the impossible already because they've got everybody to the table.
Since Say Yes Buffalo began handing out scholarships, there has been a significant increase in the number of public high school students who have graduated high school and who have gone on to college.
What I like the most about learning here in college is that it gets me prepared for the next step, and it gets me very excited for my future.
And because of our partnerships with colleges and universities throughout New York State and the U.S., Buffalo students have opportunities at more than 125 public and private institutions of higher learning.
I remember when Say Yes first said, "We're paying for your college tuition," I started crying. Say Yes has changed my life for the better because Say Yes has given me an opportunity that I wouldn't normally have.
Because of the Say Yes program, you've made it available and really easy for me to say, you're definitely going to college. You know, we have it, it's available now, so it's not a question whether I can send you. You have the opportunity, so you just have to focus and go for it.
It changed my future because it motivated me. So now I'm like pumped up to do better and pass to the next grade and keep going. So when I get to college and I finish, I can do what I want to do. So it's a big impact on my life.
It's a great feeling to know that this type of support is out there for our children, you know, as they grow up, that they're going to be able to go on to college.
With the Say Yes program, it's a blessing to me because I get to see both my kids go to college. I'm going to be so proud once they walk across the stage.
Well, we invested in Say Yes because it's something that redefines our future. There's a sea change afoot, and we can see that change right before our eyes. And the best part is, it will outlast us.
You are helping thousands, literally thousands of children all at once, and securing a future of a couple of generations.
I don't think we're gonna have a full appreciation for what took place till 20 or 30 years down the line.
Say Yes Buffalo will make this one of the most productive, vibrant cities in the nation. Since 2012, there's been over $5 billion of economic development projects that have begun in this community. If we invest in our young people, then we will have people that live in our community that are able to take advantage of the high-tech jobs that are being created, the advanced manufacturing opportunities, the jobs that are being created at the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus.
We're saying yes to better families, better children, better communities, better city. We're saying yes to all the things that we want in life.
The opportunity to go to college opens doors for these students to future paths that they may not have thought about, to becoming part of the leadership of the next generation of our society.
The vision I have is that we're gonna figure out how to solve this issue with urban education in Buffalo. And when we do it, we can make a model for the rest of the country.
We're changing lives. We really are.
And I believe in them, and I think we should believe and support them every way that we can.
As you have seen, Say Yes Buffalo has made a huge impact on our district, the lives of our children, and our community, all under the leadership of David Russ. David's previous career choices perfectly prepared him to be able to identify and address concerns which might be obstacles to our students. I am one of the original board members who unanimously approved Say Yes to our community. Say Yes has far exceeded any expectations that we had so many years ago, all under David's leadership. David is a kind-hearted, a considerate, compassionate, progressive, and a deliverer for our community. We are fortunate to have David Russ amongst us.
Thank you, Sharon and Rich, for your kind words. Certainly a tough act to follow. I'd like to open my portion by thanking the Holocaust Resource Center for this meaningful award and the Sophia Veffer Upstander Award. You know, I'd done a little research on Miss Veffer, and it really is an honor to receive this award. When you look at her own life and the character and resilience that she showed, you know, overcoming personal situations, it's an honor to be associated with someone like Miss Veffer, who then dedicated her life to being a special education teacher, providing hope and opportunity to so many through her giving personal nature, which translated into a wonderful professional career. I thank you. And you know, in terms of how that relates to Say Yes Buffalo, I view our mission very similar to Ms. Veffer's herself. You know, we believe every young person has high potential, just everyone isn't always given the same opportunity. And we try to work to give every young person that opportunity through the promise of a certificate, a 2-year degree, or a 4-year degree, and providing students and families in Buffalo and the public schools great services that they may need to access it. Everything from food, clothing, shelter, to extended learning time opportunities, to health supports, to after-school programming, summer camps, mentoring, and internships. You know, we believe that when given proper resources, every young person can thrive. We've dedicated our organization's mission to that, similarly to how Ms. Veffer dedicated her career to education and helping those. So again, it's an honor, given the good work that she did throughout her career, to be provided this award through the Holocaust Resource Center, and I'm very grateful for that, and I thank you. We look forward to continued work and partnership. Our missions are very similar. I know we have a lot of hope for the future because of the young people we're all working to support. It'll be a bright future in this community, a bright future in this country, thanks to the work of the Holocaust Resource Center, work like Say Yes Buffalo completes day in and day out. So again, in close, I thank you. It's a very meaningful honor, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you.
Thank you, David, for all that you do for our community. In your honor, the HRC is donating $500 worth of equipment for Say Yes Buffalo's upcoming summer camp. And now, the HRC is proud to present the first ever Student Upstander Award to a young adult who has made a difference in our community. This is someone who demonstrates leadership, courage, and integrity. We are proud to announce that the recipient of the Student Upstander Award, sponsored by the Buffalo Board of Education, is Kinja Bagalwa.
Hello, this is Rebecca Petty. I'm a school counselor at Hutch Tech High School for Kinja Bagalwa, and I was so happy to have the opportunity to nominate her for the Student Upstander Award for 2021 through the Holocaust Resource Center. Kinja's mom brought them over from Africa to get a better life and a better education, and Kinja has not wasted this opportunity. She's been coming to me since freshman year and asking about various programs in school and in the community that can help her with her future and to achieve her goals. As a result, she has over 100 hours of community service. She is captain of our Junior Reserved Officers Training Corps, which teaches self-discipline and leadership skills and responsibility. She is president of several organizations and clubs, and she pushes herself academically by taking several advanced placement courses. Kinja has been accepted to the University of Buffalo, and in keeping with the Tectonian mindset of helping others, wants to become an English as a new language teacher, so she can help newcomer students and also continue translating in the community for refugee families. I am happy to congratulate Kinja for winning the 2021 Student Upstander Award. It is well deserved. Thank you.
I am very honored to be receiving the Upstander Award. I thank Ms. Petty, my counselor, and the Holocaust Resource Center for this amazing reward. I feel so fortunate. Thank you. Being an upstander means taking the initiative to do what is right for the community, for the country, and for others. It means using your time wisely to help make better your community, to help better the country, and just by volunteering, doing internship, and yeah. For me, it is very important to be involved in the community because I was just raised that way. Everyone around me has always been involved in their community, and I have always had like an interest in it to want to help. I was always like, I want to do that too, you know. For my fellow youth, I would definitely say always take the initiative to help your community. The well-being of the country relies on the people within communities. So when us youth take the initiative to help our community, we are trying to make the country better. We are trying to make our community better, and it is a very rewarding feeling to be able to be part of such a great country with people who are so very selfless.
Congratulations, Kinja. We are honored to announce that you will be awarded tuition to attend the Academy for Human Rights Summer Symposium to further your development as an upstander. The Summer Symposium provides students with opportunities to learn from internationally known human rights experts and teaches the skills necessary to make an impact on the community, the nation, and the world. Thank you, David Rust and Kinja Bagalwa, for being true upstanders. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting this event, and thanks to all of you for being here with us tonight. We'll leave you with one final message from Sophia Veffer.
There are millions of ways to do little things. Everybody can do a little things. We can always find some time. And then when we leave this world, and we all have to leave this world eventually, the world's a little bit better. I know it sounds so idealistic. And then in the end, in the very end, whenever that may be, we live in a perfect world.
On behalf of the HRC, and I would like to thank all of you for attending. Thank you so much, Ms. Sophia Veffer, for being the ultimate upstander. You continue to amaze us with your dedication and passion. Thank you, Rich, for hosting, Elizabeth Schramm, Executive Director of the Holocaust Resource Center, my fellow board members, and the Social Justice Committee, especially Lisa Gelman-Kessler and Jeremy Applebaum, for all of your hard work putting this together. If you'd like to learn more about the remarkable work that the HRC does, teaching the lessons of the Holocaust, remembering the survivors and victims, and promoting social justice, civic responsibility, and human rights, please visit us at hrcbuffalo.org.